Good evening, Committee Chair, committee members. My name is Tim Beeman, Interim Assistant Director of Public Works, here to give a little update on the wastewater division. The recommendation is that the Public Works and Transportation Committee receive and file a wastewater division general update presentation. Just to give a little bit of background, going back to the 2016 integrated master plan, we had a number of projects that were identified at the wastewater treatment plant and within our collection system. This is a result of about 20 years of deferred maintenance, some funding issues, failing equipment, and also a number of odor complaints. So going back to phase one of the emergency repairs project, it was completed in 2020 and included major rehab and replacement of some of our solids processing, portions of the primary clarifiers. We added chemically enhanced primary treatment, where we added chemical prior to the primary clarifiers. We did some improvements to the HVAC within our lab, stabilization of the biotowers, and rehab of the cogen engines. The project budget for that was $5 million. Currently, we're in the middle of our reliability project. We're roughly 40% complete. This is a major rehab of several parts of the plant, including headworks, main electrical, shown here, the building being built, our maintenance storage building, the MCCs, site security, digester number 2, SCADA, site survey, and sewer pump stations. So we had a design budget of 5.5 million, construction of 55 million, and with contingency and CM right around 10 million. So the total project for the budget for this is just over $70 million. Since we're in the middle of this project, we have several videos to show you and footage of progress. Again, so we're doing some structural rehab of headworks. We're also doing additional odor control to help out with our neighbors next to us in Port Hueneme. This is the odor control unit that we're adding. And again, this will take care of some of the H2S and odor issues that we used to receive calls on. Lately, we have not received nearly as many of those calls. So the main electrical, this is one of the primary parts of the project. Over $10 million for the entire budget of the project is going to this main electrical building. This is a short video on how we've gotten to the point that we're at now, including the tear down of the old maintenance. So you can see through there, we did a number of piles. It went very quickly, but we had to do some foundation reinforcement. Lots of conduit going in the ground. Part of this building as well is elevated roughly 4 feet, and that's to accommodate, any climate action or future flooding that might occur. And the CMU block going up, and the rest of the conduit going in around the site. Here's an aerial view with the roof rafters in place and some of the SEE equipment going in on the pad. Next up, we have our storage building. So this is our storage building. There was a building previously on site. It was quite corroded and not safe. And this building is meant to replace the old building that we tore down for the new electrical facility. So as you can see, everything is coated and painted, and that's to accommodate not only the corrosive nature of the wastewater that we have nearby, but also our proximity to the ocean. Here's an aerial of the building as it sits today. So site security improvements are another major portion of this project. We are adding lighting, video surveillance, and physical barriers to the plant. This has been an ongoing problem for the last couple of years and something that we're addressing now. Digester number 2 is another major rehab portion of the project. This is the roof being removed. This digester has been out of service for roughly 25 years. So this is the roof completely removed, with a lot of the pipe work also removed. There's a good amount of work that went into forming up the new roof, including scaffolding, rebar, and as of today, this roof has been completely poured. And here's an overall site aerial view of the project. So what we're calling phase 2A is about 95% complete. And this includes improvements to our primary clarifiers. We are going to be doing structural improvements, replacement of mechanical equipment, some site civil, replacement of underground pipe, another major rehab for the plant. Included in that project is work on our activated sludge tanks. It also includes structural improvement, full mechanical replacement, and we also are going to be making some changes to our treatment process to accommodate the eventual demolition of the biotowers. Phase 3A includes liquid stream improvements. So we have already done preliminary studies on a new interstage pump station, changes to our effluent pump station, biotower demolition that will be accommodated for with our AST project. We're also looking at environmental sensitive site stormwater management, making sure that we keep everything on site. And we are working on a new administration building. Solids treatment improvements. So this includes solids thickening at the plant, a new solids receiving station. We're looking at fats, oil, and greases. We've completed a study on food waste and receiving septage from our neighboring communities. The digester improvements are a continuation of the improvements to digester number 2, where we'll be looking at digesters number 1 and 3. In a similar nature, those will include structural improvements and operational enhancements. Additional projects at the plant include mechanical rehab of our secondary sedimentation tanks. That is currently in construction. We are looking through submittals and just waiting on the equipment to be delivered. We have the Headworks VFDs. This project will be advertised for bid this month. Again, it's replacement of electrical equipment and things that have run into the end of their useful life and making enhancements to the plant. We're in the middle of design for the new maintenance building. This will include a full shop that contains the equipment that we need to make repairs to our plant. Also in design is our outfall repair. Through the last 3 years of our outfall inspection, we've noticed that there has been some shifting in the outfall, and we're making the necessary steps to be able to make the repairs to the outfall.
Additional projects for our collection systems, we have lift stations 1, 2, and 30. It's currently in construction, and it includes a rehab of lift stations 1 and 2 and a meter being added to number 30, along with a force main added to lift station number 1. We also have the Eastern Trunk Manhole Rehab and Replacement Project, similar to our Central Trunk Manhole Rehab and Replacement Project. We're going to each manhole along the trunk line and taking mediation measures to extend the life of the facility. On Ventura and Rice Road, we're replacing a gravity sewer that was identified in the 2016 integrated master plan. That includes upsizing of the gravity main on both of those roads. These were 2 separate projects. But for an economy of scale, we decided to join them together. We also have the Central Trunk Sewer and Lift Station 22 project, resulting from a failure underneath the Union Pacific Railroad about 5 years ago. In order to get within the railroad design standards now, we do have to replace some gravity sewer and install a lift station. Finally, we have lift stations 4 and 6. This is in the planning stages where we're looking at conceptual design, the possibility of maybe combining the 2 lift stations or rehabbing each one in place. Other additional updates, per industry standard, we're looking at changing the name of the plant from the Oxnard Wastewater Treatment Plant to the Oxnard Water Resource Recovery Facility. We are also renewing our NPDES permit, which goes to the board this month. We are nearly complete with our wastewater rate study. We're looking at our rates and our future CIP, and we'll be bringing that to council around the end of the year. We also have our pre-treatment program update, which is part of source control. This is looking at wastewater prior to entering our collection system, making sure that it has a quality that applies to our regional standards. Updates to the regional sewer agreements, so our agreements with the military installations and the county. We are also continuing some research with PFAS and our biosolids. And we are also, since we are so far along with doing plant upgrades and kind of bringing the plant to modern day standards, we're able to look at things like aeration optimization and doing pilot studies for our future projects. Our wastewater surveillance testing is similar to what we did through the pandemic, where we are testing for COVID and the other constituents in our wastewater. And then finally, we're looking beyond our 5-year CIP and our future with the AWPF coordination. So again, since we're tracking along and bringing our plant up to modern day standards, we're able to look at optimizations within our plant operations here and our treatment process here in order to facilitate better operations with the AWPF. And that concludes our presentation.